actually, Fred bought this accordion for me. My original accordion is at the La Posada Hotel in Winslow, Arizona. Need a microphone. The original accordion that you'll see in the videos here is at the La Posada Hotel in Winslow, Arizona. They had a Doublemint twin room there. So please go visit. And so Christine came over to my house and played this accordion, and and Fred had just bought it for me, so I'm going to try to remember something I played 30, 40 years ago.
Terrie, I think I need to give you a proper introduction.
Oh, thank you.
Because, you know how sometimes you can just meet someone and kind of just have this mutual admiration. And when Carol Godolfo said, well, why don't we invite Terrie to come and speak to us, I thought, she'd never come and speak to us. And so we actually made a trip and we talked to her. And Terrie, I'm just going to have to read a little bit about the bio because you've done some amazing things I'd really like to share with others here, not only for us old timers, but I think you're going to have some new fans back there in the back. And I'd like for them to hear a little bit about you, and it would be just an encouragement. So if you don't mind, I'm going to walk over to your bio.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to make sure you're in frame.
I'm in frame. Let's make sure you're in frame. No. Okay. So I do have my readers on, so I'll try to get this correct. Okay. She was born. She was actually born in Chicago, and she attended high school, and she went to Chicago's music college at Roosevelt University. She had a twin sister, and they became known as the Doublemint twins. They played several musical instruments, and in 1968 they auditioned with the United Servicemen's Organization, the USO, who, by the way, this is their 75th anniversary, and toured Vietnam with fellow performers in cities and towns and remote areas of South Vietnam. Now, I will have to confess that when Terrie gave me her bio, she had all those names and villages of the Vietnamese towns that she had performed in. And because I'm president, I elected not to embarrass myself by not knowing how to say all those. So there were numerous ones, and we will post her full bio. We have a lot of information on our website, but we'll post the full bio because I think you'd enjoy it. They performed as the Twin Sisters too in the early 70s. She and her sister Jenny entertained troops stationed in Hawaii and R&R visitors from Vietnam too. In Hollywood, Terrie performed in the Comedy Store and in improv. She worked at Disney Studios, University Studios, and she became a renowned producer, screenwriter, and a New York Times best-selling author.
Wow.
She is presently a member of the Recording Academy, which means Grammys, okay, and Producers Guild of America, where she served 2 terms on their board of directors. She has traveled all around the globe and has lived in Hong Kong, where she was a bilingual creative director for the Chase Compton Advertising. She speaks both Mandarin and Cantonese, and thankfully English. She's been included in the Marquis Who's Who of American Women, Who's Who in America, and Who's Who in the World. Terrie's tireless effort on behalf of servicemen and veterans continue to this day. Terrie is a lifelong associate member of the Marine Corps League, the Sedona Detachment number 1237. She is involved with the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans and the Verde Valley Military Service Park in Cottonwood. On August 8th in 2014, Terrie received the Vietnam Veterans of America Presidential Award for Excellence in the Arts, an award received in previous years by the likes of Raquel Welch, Nancy Sinatra, Johnny Rivers, and Bob Hope. Terrie is presently serving as the honorary commander of the 944th Aeromedical Staging Squadron at Luke Air Force Base for a 2-year term now through, which will end in October 2016. Terrie is here today to share her story with us. Would you please join in giving Terrie a warm welcome? Thank you so much, Terrie.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you to all of you for being here. This is a very, 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 very special occasion for me to be here, and you'll know by the end of this presentation. Actually, Pat covered just about everything you're going to see in my PowerPoint, so I'm kidding. Okay, so we will start. By the way, thank you to all the Sedona people who are here, Luke Sefton and Dave Bloward from the Verde Valley Military Service Park. That's a wonderful brand new service park that is being created, and Luke is designing it, and Dave, it was his idea. And also to Andrea and Dwight Kedar, two wonderful Republican people who have spearheaded so many campaigns and issues down in Sedona, and also to these wonderful Arizona Republican women who are seated at this table. I am so honored to meet you. Larry Jacobs, for your service, thank you. And first, let me ask you, how many people have served in Vietnam? Anyone here besides Larry? 3. I know, Fred. Well, thank you for your service. Okay, I think we're ready to move.
Back and
Maybe
forth.
not.
It's the end. It's the end. So okay. Oh, we have a techie here, don't we? Do we have a techie? Did he come and go?
There you go.
Oh, okay. We're
Keep us.
what did he say?
Keep up.
Keep us.
Keep up. Look.
Oh, okay, here you go. Excuse me. As Pat mentioned, I'm a lifetime member of the Sedona Marine Corps League, and I'm honored to be among them. And next. Thank you. Okay, it all began in Chicago. My twin sister, identical, and I were born in 1949. My mother did not know she was having twins. In those days, you didn't know. So it was a big surprise for her. She said they put her to sleep. Her back was hurting, and when she woke up, she had 2 little dolls in her arms. But it all really started with my parents. That's Dave Frankel, and he was in the Army during World War II, and he met my mother, Jewel Hennigan, at the PX, that's where she worked, and they got married, and he also served in China, and that's a picture of him in China. And when we were born, a stage door father was born. And our father, he decided that he was going to have 2 famous daughters. So he gave us tap dancing, acrobatic, and ballet. How many people have gone through that with your families and children? Well, when we were 6 years old, we went to the Milford movie theater in Chicago, and I won a free 6-week accordion lesson. I would have rather had the bicycle. So my father, since we do everything together, he decided to pay for Jenny's 6 weeks of accordion lessons, which turned into 10 years of accordion lessons, which I refer to as child abuse. Let's see how happy we are playing those accordions. Okay, but it all paid off.
Double your pleasure, double your fun with
Doublemint gum. Double delicious, double smooth too. Doublemint's double delightful to chew. So double your pleasure, double your fun with double good Doublemint gum. Actually, Sue Jester, a friend of ours, actually made those Terrie gum and Jenny gum. Well, when we were 16, our father wrote a letter to William Wigley Jr. and said, I have twins who are very talented. They sing, they dance, they play accordion, acrobatic, everything. And you must have them for Doublemint gum. And by the way, Doublemint gum twins have been happening since World War II. Gene Autry actually had Doublemint twins. He used to do a lot of Doublemint gum commercials. But we auditioned and we got the part. Then, 2 years later, our father saw an ad in the Chicago Sun-Times, and someone was looking for an accordionist to take to Vietnam on a USO tour. The reason they wanted an accordionist is because they wanted to reach the servicemen out in the boonies who would normally never get a Bob Hope show as someone who would not need electricity to perform. So my father wrote another letter and he said, I've got 2 accordionists and they sang. So we auditioned at USO in Chicago. Now was someone here involved with USO? USO, okay. And we got the job. And within a month, we found ourselves on a World Airways flight to Thompson Oot Air Base, and Larry Jacobs actually served there, and Cameron Bay, where we also went. And we were with a group of wide-eyed GIs fresh out of boot camp, and God knows how many of them have returned home. I feel very sad about this. There were over 58,000 American lives, servicemen lives lost during the Vietnam War, and over 300,000 wounded. So our troupe consisted of Joey Bishop in the center, and he was one of the Rat Pack. How many people remember Joey Bishop? And Sig Sakowitz with Lederhosen from Chicago, and to his left, our left, is Sarah Sue. She was from the Gaslight Club, and she would invite men to come up on stage, and they loved her. Tony Diamond, a comedian. That's me on the left playing the clarinet. Actually, we played first and second clarinet in our high school band. And that's Tippi Hedren, who starred in The Birds of Alfred Hitchcock. And next to her is Mel Bishop and Jenny playing the accordion. And we would go out into the boonies. We actually would entertain, excuse me, where people would wait for hours and hours just to see us arrive. They'd Sarah Sue having fun with these GIs. And they would, oh, okay, I'll tell you 2 quick stories because we're about to see a video. When we were there, they took us to hospitals in Da Nang and other places where they would triage these wounded servicemen, and it was very, very heartbreaking. And one of the servicemen, his name was Sheldon Bishop, his face had been blown off, and he reached over and he held our hands, and he was so grateful that we were there. Another time, we were out in the boonies. We never spent the night out there. They always flew us back by C-130s, Chinook helicopters, or on Jeep tours, caravans. Sedona. And but this time it was getting very late at night, so they actually had us stay out there. And we were rousted up in the middle of the night, and they said that they had spotted VC in the area. So they rushed us onto the helicopters and popped out the windows and shot out into the night sky and shepherded us home safely to our hotel in Saigon. He called it the Saigon Hilton. By the way, Martha Ray was there when we were there. She was there often. And to this day, I wonder how many of those wonderful heroes are alive who helped shepherd us safely home. By the way, we had GS-15 ratings. Does anyone know what a GS-15 rating is? Oh, how do you know?
I was a government employee for 31 years.
Oh, right, a government employee. Thank you for your service. Who else knows? Of course, you were married to.
Government service.
Yeah, there you go, government service. And you?
Yeah, for a few years.
How many years?
15.
Oh, 15 years. Anyone else? Well, a GS-15 rating is a colonel, general,
Yes.
whatever, it's something big. Because everywhere we went, oh, by the way, this is kind of funny. Everywhere we went, they had steaks, they had chicken, barbecue, ribs, everything. And when we came back, I remember telling everybody, boy, those GIs really get to eat well in Vietnam. Turns out, I had no idea. 10 feet away, these poor guys are having K rations and whatever they were eating. And we were just treated special because we were, I guess we were special. We were special to them. All right, so when we returned home, I wrote a song about the experience, and someone recorded it. We sang it at the Davy Jones Locker in Hawaii. And years later, this serviceman who recorded it for us, he gave me the song, and I looked up all these old pictures, and I edited it together on my editing system, and this is what came out of it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a song, and keep in mind it was written in 1968, and it's called USO Vietnam 1968 Folk Song, not in that order. Can you hear? Oh, no, it's.
I know I'm hitting it.
That's not. Yeah, I know it played. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. It did play. It played. There it is. Okay.
In 1968, we took guitar in hand to visit all our brothers in a distant foreign land. We sang our songs of freedom and sighed unto the name, while missiles rang their shrilling cry. They killed men while we sang. As children should, what he thinks of war, but he can't speak a shrub, no peace, silence him evermore. Charlie rules by terror, observe how he behaves. We're just outside of Lafayette, the BC-11 graves. Natives can be pitied, employ them if you can, but careful not to turn around when you buy traitors' lands.
actually, we were in Phu Bai, Phu Loi, Dalat, Da Nang, Pleiku, Wei, Cam Rande, where Ray Jacobs served. And we were in a lot of C-130s. Okay, so when we returned to the States, we really wanted to go back. And the only way we could go back right away was to join an all-girl band. And they were called the She Five. And I
It's
had
12:30.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering. I had to learn how to play bass guitar, and Janine had to learn how to play organ. What you're looking at is, this is an award that was given to me by the Vietnam Veterans of America. They're 75,000 strong, and they actually flew Fred and May to Wichita Falls, Wichita, Kansas, and gave us that award. That award, as Pat mentioned, was formerly given to Raquel Welch, Johnny Rivers, Vicky Carr, and Bob Hope. So I'm honored to have that. I sleep with that every night. It's, you know. Oh, okay. So then after that, we ended up. Actually, different things happened to us, but we ended up in Hollywood performing at the Comedy Store, and we auditioned. The first night we auditioned, it was an open mic thing. Mitzi Shore started booking us right away at the Comedy Store in Westwood and the one on Sunset Boulevard. Anyone here ever been to the Comedy Store? Oh, great. That's great. Well, we were there when David Letterman and Jay Leno were introducing acts for $25 a night. And we are actually responsible for David Letterman getting his first job writing for The Tonight Show. How? Because of Joey Bishop. Jenny and I found ourselves in Vegas, Las Vegas. We saw Joey Bishop was performing at the Riviera, so we wrote a letter to him. Remember us? We were with you in Vietnam. He invited us back. He said, come over to my home. They gave me a home, and we went there the next day. And while we were with him, he was interviewing a comedian from the Comedy Store. And when the comedian left, we said, well, what are you doing with Alan Bursky? And he said, oh, I'm going to hire him to write for me because I substitute host 5 times a year for Johnny Carson. We said, there's a much better guy. His name is David Letterman. He said, oh, he said, we'll have that David Letterman guy come visit me when I'm in. And he got the job, by the way. And I'm sure of it, that because he was there for 2 weeks, every night, and they got to meet him and know him, that helped him with his career. By the way, David was so grateful. He said, if there's anything I can ever do for you, please let me know. Well, we've asked for 5 favors. He said no to everyone, and I won't bore you with them, but the last one, we wanted tickets to his show, because we were on the Geraldo show in New York, and we said, can we have tickets to your show? He said no. Now, Jay Leno, he was a hunk. He was great. I'll tell you, he dated my sister Jenny. That's a whole other story. And let's see. Oh, okay. So one of the great things that happened to us in Hollywood, we wrote books for Dove Books, and I was a ghost. Oh no, actually, I wrote this. Sorry, I was a ghostwriter in a book called Nicole Brown Simpson: Private Diary of a Life Interrupted by Faye Resnick about O.J. Simpson and Faye Resnick. But that led to this book, You'll Never Make Love in This Town Again. Anyone ever read the book? Okay, well, if you come to my house, I'll give you one. It was a play on You'll Never Eat Lunch in This Town Again. But if you sell 60,000 copies of a book, you get on the New York Times bestsellers list. Well, this book sold 450,000 copies. And it was on the bestsellers list. And yeah, there is the bestsellers list. Proof. Oh, okay. Now, actually, I spent a lot of time in Hollywood, as Beth mentioned, and I co-wrote a movie that was one of the largest grossing movies of the year. It was called Lunch Wagon. I'm not even going to ask if you saw that. But my twin sister, Jenny, moved to Sedona from Hawaii, and she bought a home in the village of Oak Creek. She put an offer in on a house here first in Prescott, but it was such a lowball offer, the realtor wouldn't present it. And Judy was like so insulted and ended up going to Sedona and bought a great house there. Because she had a house there, I ended up living there, and there's a whole story behind how I got that house, but I don't think we have time. But that is called the House of the Seven Arches. It's a very famous home. It was in Lucille Ball's family, so I have a mannequin of Lucille Ball on the balcony waving in at Christmas time, Santa. But if you're ever in Sedona, I have my cards. I've given out a lot of them. Just give a call and, come on over and we'll show you the house. That's spread over there. One of the great things that happened to me recently is I got to go on an honor flight. How many of you know what an honor flight is? Oh, so many of you. Has anyone been on an honor flight? Anyone? Okay, there's a lady here. Her name is Susan Howe, and she started the Arizona honor flights. Well, let me tell you how they started to begin with. In 2004, the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. was completed. And there was a man in St. Louis who worked with veterans. And he would say to his veterans, 300 of them from World War II, when they come in, you're going to see the memorial? Oh yeah, I'm going to see the memorial. Well, he realized after many months that none of them ever went to see the memorial. So he convinced 2 pilots to fly some of these people to Washington, D.C. to see the memorial, and that's how the honor flights started. Now, these people are all in their 90s, and they're trying to grab as many World War II veterans as they can and get them on a flight and get them to Washington, D.C. I was lucky enough to hear Susan Howe speak at her Coffee with a Vet, Julian Pearson, in Sedona, and I signed up with my 95-year-old brother-in-law. Okay, and one of the things we did, we came here to Prescott, to Susan Howe's home, and we had a guardian meeting, and they told us what to do. But those people you see there, they are from the Embry, most of them, Embry-Riddle. You all know about Embry-Riddle, I guess. Do you all know people who are there? Wow, are they wonderful people. There were 3 Air Force ROTC and 4 Army ROTC, and they were just terrific. Oh, so what's marvelous about this trip, and if you have a chance to be a guardian, please go. What they do is, it's a 2-night trip. They fly you out to Washington, D.C., and you spend the night. The next day, 8 monuments. We went to everything. We went to the Lincoln Memorial, the Iwo Jima Memorial, the Vietnam Wall, everywhere, including the World War II Memorial, which really brought tears to so many of these guys. And there were 25 in wheelchairs. So you can imagine in one day, we're taking these people on and off the bus. And this is how we were greeted at every single airport. That's my brother-in-law. And my brother-in-law, by the way, was married to my sister, my twin sister. She liked older men. And she passed away sadly in 2008 of cancer of the abdomen, lining of the abdomen. And there they are with the Embry-Riddle people. There we are in World War II Memorial. And it was just an amazing group. The Guardians had blue t-shirts, the veterans had yellow. Now, Warren served in the Korean War and World War II, so he was excited to be there. And we visited Fort McHenry, and that's where the American flag, I guess Star Spangled Banner. Yeah, and that was very exciting because I got to buy a flag, and they hoisted that flag up, and that was really wonderful. And this is Warren. Everywhere we went, they had students, he had military, they had veterans, he had motorcycle people, everybody, groups of people visiting, thanking them for their service. It was just a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, Warren gained 10 years on his life. He looked so much younger when he came back, just from the enthusiasm and the appreciation for what he did. Without him, we'd all be speaking another language right now. Okay, this is the best part of the trip. What they did was he had all of us get friends and family to write letters to these veterans that they would read during their mail call on the plane trip home. So they would say, okay, Warren Imus, mail call, here's your mail. And he would open it up, and all the people he played bridge with, and his son, and everybody wrote wonderful letters of appreciation, thanking him for his service. Now, from being an honorary, like being on an honor flight, that brings me to being an honorary commander of the 944th Aeromedical Staging Squadron.
And tell me, Terry, what do they do?
Gee, funny you should ask. They are a reserve medical squadron that cares for sick and wounded soldiers globally and moves them through the aeromedical evacuation system to a higher echelon of care during contingency operations. And by the way, Larry Jacobs knows them very well. He works with them, so we're mishpucha, we're family. They actually asked if I would do another 2-year stint. They said they'd never done that before, but my commander is moving to another place, and he wants to take me with him, so that's great. Now, okay, this leads us to the reason I am here, and it's sort of a bit of a miracle. Today is February 22nd, 2016. I'm Terrie Frankel. Born, bred, raised, diehard Democrat, belonged to the Democrats in the Red Rocks, but I didn't pay my dues this last time. Why? Because I have been leaning towards another way, and that is the Republican Party. I am voting for Donald Trump. So I'm changing my registration from Democrat to Republican. We're doing it right now with some very wonderful friends. I'm just going to do a little pan, and you can say your names.
Yoli Bounds, Carol Gandolfo, Pat Parker, Christine Hansen.
And Christine played my accordion. She had me at hello. Okay, so I've been thinking about doing this for quite a while.
Oh, Terry.
So I'm going to hit it. Here we go. All right. Fred said it's a high water mark. But really, that's where my heart is. The Democratic Party has gone way environmental, way off the deep end in so many ways that I can't relate. Today is March 4th, 2016, and I am Terrie Frankel, and I just became a Republican. And this is my early ballot, and I voted for Donald J. Trump. Can't wait to put this in the mail, cancel out one of my diehard Democratic friends, and I'm just so happy to be voting for someone I believe in. You could let it play. We're going to play this song twice, but this song is dedicated actually to the Arizona Republican women and the Yavapai County Republican women. And Fred and I wrote this song to honor the American flag.
We got you back, Fred.
Oh, sugar. Yeah.
Who helped? Who helped before? Someone helped.
Yeah, there you go. Magic finger, magic touch.
It's the next one.
This is the one that's supposed to play. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. He's done. He did before. Does he get up every morning?
Okay. Well, what we might do is just play it at the end of the. I did bring an extra disc, but we have to set up the hard drive to do that. And
Don't give up yet.
okay, we're not giving up quite yet. Well, so who else is? Okay, I'm curious about this. How many Republican women have Democratic husbands? You know why I ask? Because I know a lot of Democratic women who have Republican husbands, but I don't know any Republican women who have Democratic husbands. It's kind of interesting. I have been thinking, everybody's been telling me you're a Republican for years. Yes.
Well, since you were talking about Davy Jones' locker, for those that haven't been to Waikiki, why don't you tell us what the back of the bar is?
Oh, yes, it does what you know. Oh my gosh. Davy Jones' Locker is in the Outrigger Hotel. It used to be. And what it was in a bar with an underwater swimming pool, a glass swimming pool. So if people were in the swimming pool, you could be at the bar drinking and watching the people in the swimming pool. Did you ever see anything interesting happen? Oh, that's funny. Honestly, I never looked because we were always busy singing. Well, this can be remedied because I have a disc that we can play. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. Right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Here's to you, red, white, and blue. Here's to all the heroes. Here's to you. We pledge our allegiance every day to you. Here's to you.
To our men and women in uniform, we thank you for your service.
Red, white, and blue.
Ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
Red, white, blue, we believe in you. Honoring all the fallen. Star-spangled banner forever waves o'er the land of the free. The free. Here's to you, tried and true. Ways to stand for freedom with other just and true. We praise your pledge, our allegiance.
going to be premiered at the Larry Gatlin Brothers concert at Mingus High School, April 30th. And if anyone wants tickets for that, but Tom and Chandra, our local group, is going to sing that song in their performance. So thank you so very, very much. And
Terrie Frankel.
Oh, you mean Terrie Frankel?
Terrie Frankel.
Well, this isn't her number, but I can let you talk to her. Here she
this
is.
is a surprise. Hi, who is this? Carrie Almond. Carrie.
This is Carrie Allman, president of the National Federation of Republicans.
Oh my God! It's bringing tears to my eyes. Wow. I'm honored.
Well, I'm honored to be able to visit with you today and say hello to all the members of the Yavapai County Republican Women.
Wow, thank you so much. And also members of the Arizona Republican Women are here as well. We are well represented.
Awesome! Well, I heard you had a special red, white, and blue celebration today, and you wrote a special song. Congratulations and thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's a total honor. I'm beside myself. My knees are buckling.
Well, don't you worry. I am just a regular gal, and there's no need to get knees buckling around me. Now, some of the other ladies in the room probably deserve a whole lot of respect because Arizona has a lot of famous ladies in their federation. So very, very neat, and we are just so delighted, Terrie, that you changed your party.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming over to the good side.
You are so right. I was telling everyone that people have been telling me, Terrie, you're a Republican for years. And it actually took 4 wonderful people, Pat Parker, Carol Gandolfo, Christine Hansen, and Yoli Bounds, to come over to my house. At first, I thought it was an intervention.
Actually, it wasn't.
I thought that
With that kind of heavyweight, I didn't have a choice.
yeah, really, to make me from a Democrat to a Republican, but it turned out they didn't even know that I was a Democrat. No, seriously. And we were discussing it, and it was the last day to switch so that I could vote Republican. And they marched me over. I said, yes, let's do it. They marched me right over to my computer, and in 2 minutes, I became a Republican. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. So
I'm so excited when Pat told me that, that she had got you to switch parties and register to vote. I was just thrilled because on the national level, we are taking voter registration very, very seriously. And I'm sure Pat has told you because she's been just an incredible leader on the PR committee, and we're still raising money. We don't have enough money, so anybody in the room that wants to write a check, I'm a shameless fundraiser. Rosie the bus is going to be hitting Rosie's going to start rolling here on Mother's Day, heading up to Iowa and Wisconsin and over to Pennsylvania, and we are going to be focused on rallying the ladies and getting all kinds of
are a lot of us out there. A lot of us are just totally, really honestly, just disgusted with the Democratic Party. And I've been a Democrat my whole life, and these last 8 years, I want to crawl under a rock, really, and all that's happened. And I'm just so thrilled to be part of the future of making our country great again. But on YouTube, I just put my 2 minutes switching over to be a Republican and show how easy it is. So we'll send that link to you.
And the other
Well,
thing,
goody. We can play it on the TV on the outside of Rosie's bus.
yeah.
TV outside. Republican women's video, and we can play your song, and we can play your switching over.
Oh,
You can be an inspiration to everybody.
Oh, thank you. What an honor.
and Carrie, she also has donated to Rosie on, she got on the bus with us and she donated to Rosie, just to let you know.
Oh, well, thank you. And everybody else in the room who has, thank you too. I've been down at the RNC meeting for most of the week, and then I was actually in Missouri looking at Rosie for the very first time when she got her new outfit on. And so I haven't been to the office to get my latest donation list, but thank you, Terry, for donating. Every little bit helps. It's only going to take 10,000 people to make $20.16 donation. So, we can keep this going. We can buy some gas.
Wonderful.
Well, Carrie, we certainly appreciate your time.
I have it on good authority that Rosie drinks a lot.
I want to know, does she have a wine cooler? Just kidding, boss.
She doesn't have a wine cooler. But she does have a full-size refrigerator.
Well, Carrie, thank you so much. It means a lot to us, but I'm sure that Terry particularly is blown away. I don't see her speechless too often, and here she is. But thank you so much, and thank you for your leadership, and I hope you have a blessed week.
Well, thank you guys, and you have a wonderful rest of your meeting. And Pat, give me a picture so I can see the group.
Oh, well, I think we've got a photographer here and some press, and I think I probably got a couple hundred, I'll be sure. Send you some. You'll probably like one of them.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm headed over to the Virginia state convention, and they're having elections in the morning, and I get to install their officers. So, lots of excitement and lots going on, and I can't wait till I can get Rosie rolling and the big swing states, and then we can head west and maybe come see you guys before November.
We would love it. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't wait to meet you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I think she was surprised.
Thank you. You know what? I feel at home. I go to the Democrats in the Red Rock meeting. I never felt comfortable. I never felt welcomed. I never felt, it was just a whole different feeling, and I really feel like your family. So thank you. I have
Thank you so much, Sherry. And thank you, Fred, as well. And you guys.